UK boxing blogger coming right back at you. Right, this is a response video. Bloodboxing just done a video, just dropped the video, just asked me, well, just gave a link to Big Mike's video. First time I've watched his channel. Subscribe today, quality video. You know, basically, I'm going to give my perspective on Floyd Mayweather and how much he earns compared to, just one example I'm going to give, a fighter like Mike Tyson, right? I personally don't think Floyd, one, gets as much money as people lead us to believe. You know, he does get paid a lot, yeah. I personally think, which on my video, I'm going to have the video of the 2 paychecks he cashed as a response to 50. To me, that just fucked him up even more. Because if you look closely at these paychecks that are on the screen now, they're actually paid out to Mayweather Promotions. It's not to Floyd from Mayweather Promotions to say like Golden Boy pays Mayweather Promotions and Mayweather writes himself a check. It's not like that. Mayweather gets paid a check of 40 million or 31 million for fighting Maidana the first time. Then he's got all his overheads, his running costs of running Mayweather Promotions. He's still got to pay his cornerman tax. He's got to pay his cornerman out of that. So he's got to pay his dad. In some fighters' case, they got to pay like 10% and shit like that, which he probably hasn't got to do that with his dad at the minute, or he's got to give Uncle Roger. He's got to pay for his gym to keep running. He's got all these overheads. Anything going into Mayweather Promotions and all the people on his payroll has all got to either get a cut or a regular payroll check from that check, and that could be rolling on all year. So that is a business transaction. You never, if you're a company, you don't say you make this amount of money a year. So to me, basically, that's £71 million revenue for the company a year. You've still got overheads to go from that before you have a final figure. And I haven't heard anybody question this fact, but if you look closely, that's the way it is. So if you, as Floyd Mayweather says, you fight for somebody else, you don't call your own shots. Well, if Pacquiao takes 20 million home from a fight, after tax or before tax, whatever it is after tax, that's his 20 million. You know, he don't have to go around paying this person, that person, all these overheads and stuff like that. You know, he might have his own private security and stuff like that, or certain overheads that he has that everybody else has when you're that famous. But for business sense, he doesn't got all these overheads, operational costs of running a big, massive business. That's not the way it works. If anything, Pacquiao, probably being a congressman, has state security and stuff like that because of his job, which helps out and stuff like that. You know, so therefore his overheads are going to be probably less than Floyd's. And plus he hasn't got the hangers-oners either. So when Pacquiao gets a paycheck, for example, that's going to be his paycheck. That's to Pacquiao, Manny Pacquiao, not Manny Pacquiao Promotions or shit like that. You know, so therefore I seriously doubt the exact amount of money that Floyd actually takes home himself is anywhere near them figures. You know, they're at least 5 million. Well, out of 71 million a year, he's probably paying like, I don't know, 10 to 20 million of that on just pure overheads and tax and stuff like that. We don't know if that money, when he gets paid that from Oscar de la Hoya, has even been taxed yet. And national insurance and shit. So therefore I seriously doubt the legitimacy of the claims of the money that he's actually making, in my opinion. Okay, so then we go on to Mike Tyson and stuff. Big Mike, he went on like quoting some figures, which I haven't done the research, of Mike Tyson and Spinks doing 700,000 pay-per-view buys, 900,000 pay-per-view buys. And he sort of drew reference to, you know, how many people were actually in the population at the time, which is valid. But if I think back to them, I'm 29. If I think back to the 80s or even the early 90s, 6 or 7 were years of age I was. Kids then didn't, or families didn't have disposable income today. You look around, everybody's got HBO now. Everybody's got 2 iPads, 3 iPhones. So you've got a family of 4. All your kids have got iPhones. All your kids have got computers. In my day, maybe one of your friends in the whole block had a Super Nintendo or something, or a NES, a normal NES, or a Mega Drive, or a Master System, you know, or an Atari. You know, I had 4 brothers and sisters. You'd only have one in your house, and you know you would get that for Christmas or something because you were the oldest kid, something like that. Not every house had the ability or could even afford to buy pay-per-view fights like that. So now I can just buy a pay-per-view fight and just watch it around my house. My uncles and my stepdad and stuff, they used to buy the Tyson fights when I was a kid, but there'd be about 10 of them around the house watching it because only one guy had Sky, and they all had decent jobs and stuff, and only they couldn't all afford to pay the pay-per-view screen. But I reckon more people actually watched that fight. You know, like the way that the media outlet is today. If Mike Tyson come on the scene today with all the media exposure, he was doing the same thing, and his fame would have been tripled by 1 million. You know, Bruce Lee and Mike Tyson, man, if you ever reference any kind of shit to do with any sort of physical violence or shit, it was Bruce Lee or Tyson. Everybody in the most remote little village in any corner of the world would know who Bruce Lee or Mike Tyson was back in the fucking 90s, early 80s, late 80s, early 90s, even up until fucking 99, 2000. Tyson was still rocking it in, and well, he is now. Floyd Mayweather will be long forgotten before Mike Tyson will ever be long forgotten, you know, in my opinion. You know, so I think you need to reference that. I personally believe 900,000 pay-per-view buys in this day and age, in that day and age, is probably worth 2 million, 3 million buys in this day and age, in my opinion, just on the way of people that have Sky and people who have disposable income. The poor people are now rich. The way poor people live today, yeah, lower income people, you know, they live like a millionaire would have lived back in the day, in them kind of days, in my opinion. People on state benefits in this country, in UK, they all eat well, they all have iPhones, and they don't work a day in their life. And they have everything, and they could buy pay-per-view every month if they want to. Back in the day, you couldn't have done that. No way. People were poor back in the day. And that was only in late 80s, early 90s. It's only just, this level of living has only just come up over the media age. In my opinion, everything's got cheaper, everybody's richer, and, you know, that's my opinion, and that's my opinion on, that's why I personally think you can't even compare Floyd Mayweather to the pay-per-view buys back in the day, because I think they were worth triple back in the days. And I think more people are watching as well, because there are groups of people that had to do it. And, you know, that's my opinion, man. Let me know what you think, guys. UK Boxing Blogger out.